What's up YouTube, it's Zyph here, and I would like to welcome you back to another episode of Skyblock. In today's episode, we got a lot going on. So first off, since the last episode, I have done a ton of stuff here. And also, I don't have my Christmas skin on. That's just because I disabled all the skin customizations. But I will be doing a skin that will look kind of like this. I might change up the sweatshirt a little bit and make it a little bit more fancy and a little bit more personalized. Maybe add in some more green here. But, as you guys probably noticed, I don't have my Christmas stuff on. But anyway, besides the skin there, I have done a lot on this island while I was out of town. I was with my dad for like 10 or 11 days, I think. It was something like that. And, I was out of town for quite a while, so being that Skyblock, Crest of Vanguard, and Factions all take a really long time to kind of record, edit, and render out and upload, of course. But the longest part is trying to record it because there's so many different steps and there's usually speed builds in each one of these. So, like, it just takes a lot longer. So I'm hoping to get back on to doing most of those series very soon and very often compared to what they were like before while I was out of town. But anyway, you'll notice that I have grinders set up on all four corners instead of just the one over here. So what the plan is before I was going to do blue, green, red, and yellow windows, and now I'm just going to do blue, green, and make them all like cool colors. So it's going to be like blue, green, purple, and I might do like pink or something on one side. I haven't really decided yet, but I want to do it like the cooler or more chill type colors on like the color wheel or whatever. And that's kind of the plan for that. And because I'm not a super huge fan of red, I mean it's good where it fits in, but I'm not a super huge fan of that. But one of the things we're going to get to in this episode is challenges. So if you see my inventory, I have a ton of random crap all over my inventory. So first off, wood challenge, there's the mob loot challenge, there's all the different kind of items for planting stuff and farming and all that. There's the mushrooms, there's the milk and the cookies, and then there's all the fish. And this one took the longest by far, and found out after I had asked in chat to buy this from somebody that you could actually buy this in the donor shop, so I felt kind of dumb. But anyway, if we do /C, all of that stuff in my inventory right here is for all of these challenges. So we're just going to type a nice little in chat, we're going to type in challenge time. So we're going to do /C, boom, 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 wait, boom, 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 and what am I missing? And now let's put this sugarcane into sugar, and kapow! There we go. Ta-da! So we just did a ton of challenges. We did 6 challenges right in a row, and now we gotta work on these ones for the future. This is gonna be annoying, making all the redstone things. And yeah, so we're gonna put all the random stuff that we got in here in the chest. Ooh, we got iron. That'll actually help us with what we're doing. But we got iron and redstone, which is both really good. And yeah, of course it's worth it, always. But anyway, our goal is obviously at some point we're going to get through all the challenges. That'll be a little bit farther down the road. Let's see if there's an island level challenge. Island level 250. There's another one. Expert builder for island level 250. And yeah. So there we go. So we got the island level one. I probably am able to do this island level as well because I believe I'm over island level 1000 now. Yeah, I'm at 1080. So the next one will probably be 500 then 1000. So I might be able to do a couple more. But anyway, what we're going to be doing in this episode is, of course, slowly along the way, I'll be building up these glass walls, and you'll see them in between episodes slowly become more built. And then there's all sorts of spawners and stuff here. But down here took a long time to build, and I'm actually going to add more slabs here because I didn't realize that when I was building this, it looked fancy with the stone slabs. But there's actually a half block here, so like, say for example, I turn these spawners into snowman spawners, and the snowmen, they'll die before they get here. The snowballs will just float here. So like, let's see, let's grab something out of our e-chest and I'll show you guys. So if I drop random items all along here, they won't float because these things are only half a block tall. So they just kind of stay there. And I was hoping on getting snow on my island at different points, being that it's still technically winter time, and it also helps level up your island pretty well. So I might do that in the future. But that's just one of the things I need to adjust on here. If I go back to the center part of my island, there is another big project that I've been working on, and that is a pumpkin farm. So this has been here for a while. This is not what I was talking about. I was talking about this pumpkin farm. So basically, if you go over to Warp Mob, and if it finally loads in, this is like the most, this is Baltop Big Name Guy's island, and he's been on here for a while. As you can tell, he has a lot of free time and a lot of people on his island. And here is his pumpkin farm design. So I made mine kind of a little bit more compact and closer together. And to plant pumpkins, you don't actually need water. It just speeds them up growing. So I might do that. I might not. I haven't really decided if I want to incorporate water into my build. But I made mine a little bit closer together, I think. And yeah, that's the basic ideas. I don't want something that extremely big because it won't go with my island style. But I'm trying to keep it very organized and stuff, so I'm using a bunch of prismarine so it keeps with my same island build. And I'm going to put a bunch of glass right here so that you can see through here as the pumpkins get knocked off, and I'll have some sort of clock at the bottom. But also, with this massive thing here, and then my grinder and everything in the way, I'm not going to be able to do like a normal like water flow system to the middle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a kind of funky glass tube. I'm not sure if I'm going to do them out of glass or prismarine or stone brick or something like that. But I'm going to have a little tube that transfers the items places. So I'm going to build up a giant prismarine wall around this and get all the base around it of all the pumpkins to be kind of grown in and like punched out with the pistons and everything. So that there's a water stream that'll focus them all down into a little tube that then will go into a massive chest room. So another thing you'll notice is down here, that water pool's there for when I was fishing. That took forever. But all of my stuff for my grinder is going to be hooked up to this, and this is going to go out all the way. And these chests are going to keep going all the way down until I basically have every mob drop in a chest that you could possibly get from mobs or anything like that. So that's the basic idea with that. But what this room is over here is this is a separate kind of room type thing. I'll probably put roofs on all this eventually and make a nice looking ceiling. Maybe have it say like Zyph or something on the ceiling, or maybe have a big statue or something like that. Something really cool like that. That'll look cool and have like stained glass or something along those lines with clay. But what this room is right here is it's a separate pumpkin room. So it's going to be exactly like this, except for all the chests between these walls are going to be for pumpkins. So I have a huge thing of storage so that I don't have to go through and manage it all the time or worry about them filling up. Because like, for example, this prismarine chest, since I don't use all this stuff very often, these rows usually fill up and then it'll end up clogging up these things, which are actually clogged up by gold nuggets right now because I haven't turned them into gold blocks recently. So yeah, that's basically what's going on with those, but that's the plan for the pumpkin farm. And what I'm going to be doing in this episode is trying to make some more progress on the pumpkin farm. I'm obviously not going to finish it today because each one of these pistons, even though it's not a sticky piston, so it's not as resource intensive, it still requires 1 iron ingot per piston, and iron ingots are like 90 bucks each. So I'm going to try to buy as many as I can. But also for time's sake, I'm also not going to finish the farm because I'm going to make this, like, there's these 2 rows that you can see obviously is how it's going to work. And then you go up like another layer above this, and I think I might do one right above this as well. And each one of those little blocks on the wall there that's kind of indented out is going to be a different layer. And that's going to be going around the entire farm, and then that's just the base idea. I think I might drop this down even farther just so I have room to expand it in the future. Or what I might do is have like the pumpkin farm here. I'll have maybe a cactus farm row in between here, maybe up to the edge here, going around the whole island. And then I might do another pumpkin farm layer that feeds into those same tubes. That's just kind of a end game, not really end game, but farther on down the line. It's going to take a lot of time to finish up this pumpkin farm. But once it is done, it will be super profitable. Because if you go over to the pumpkin warp where you can sell all the pumpkin and buy all this stuff, this is still on that same island I was showing you before. He has all these sell chests here, and I could either set up a massive shop like this to be able to sell it and stuff, and then go back to the donor shop thing and sell them here. And pumpkin is a ridiculous price, 210 for 64. And if I can get some of that where I don't have to buy it manually from him and go back and forth, where I can just harvest it out of a chest and not have to pay the difference there, then I can be making a ton of profit. Like, let's see if Baltop will pop up pretty fast. Yeah, it does. So since really since I was out of town. He had like 2 million. Now he has over 6 million because people have been buying it so much, and it's just insane. And it looks like Forg's Baby Pumpkin King or whatever. I'm not sure who that actually is, but it looks like they have been doing a bunch of stuff with pumpkins as well because they've shot up in Valtop. But that might just be one of the people that's normally up there that just renamed themselves. I honestly don't know. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into the speed build of the pumpkin farm and see how much of this thing we can crank out in this episode. I'm hoping to get a bunch of it done by today and not have to do one of those speed builds where it lasts over a couple of days and it takes longer for the episode to get out. And what I'm also going to do is, I might have an episode in the future where I do something like this as well, but being that it's so repetitive, I'll probably just do a bunch of it off screen and have it as one of those background projects that's always in progress. Just something I'm always expanding on my island, and just overall will work out really well for everyone involved, I guess you could say. But hopefully you guys will enjoy this episode and are enjoying it so far, and I'll see you in the speed build. Peace out. Bye.
Want to see me in this way tomorrow is another day when I can let go of everything I've ever dreamed and follow my heart. Can't you see going round in circles? Oh, that it seems forever lost 'cause you're a different person. You don't want to see me in this way. Tomorrow is another day. Tomorrow is another day. Can't you see we're going round in circles? All that it seems forever lasts 'cause you're a different person. You don't want to see me in this way. Tomorrow is another day. Tomorrow is another day.
am back with a lot of progress done on this pumpkin farm. So first off, it's obviously not finished because this is going to be a big work in progress off-screen type project that'll just be kind of expanding as we progress through the series. So this is just one of the 4 corners I'm going to do like this, and I might expand it upwards farther up once all 4 sides are complete with this amount. I might expand it up, or I might just do extra layers of it. I haven't really decided yet. But with this farm, there's going to be so many pistons, so each piston that's spaced out like 1 block in between each other so it can break pumpkins. Man, somebody's farm must have broken 1,000 entities. That's a lot. But anyway, with all the pistons spaced out 1 block in between each other all the way around, this is going to cost a lot of iron to finish this entire farm, but it ends up working better than using sticky pistons and all the hoppers and stuff on other different types of pumpkin farms that I've either made in the past or have seen across YouTube just over the amount of time I've played Skyblock and other things in Minecraft. And with each of these layers, it'll just be constantly pushing pumpkins down. And this is where I kind of ran out of grass, was at this point right here. Oh wow, that was bad placement. It's supposed to go 1 block to the right, so let's just slowly punch that, as you probably saw me do a lot during the speed build. But even with this, there'll be another layer right below this, and that'll go around, and there'll be pistons and everything. And then all I have to do is set up the water here, and I didn't really feel like doing a bunch of signs in the speed build, because signs are a big pain, super huge pain to place down. Because you place one, you gotta shift and you gotta fly at the same time, or I can do this and shift and right click, and you gotta click done each time on the little thing, like equivalent to clicking the disconnect thing every time you place it. You guys probably already know that. And then I'm also gonna have to place a couple more signs at the top of this tube so the water doesn't come all the way down here. But once the pumpkins fall down here, I'm eventually gonna replace the floor with ice, but I currently don't have any ice on my island. And since this is gonna be a work in progress and it's not active right now, it wasn't a super huge deal to go make the investment in getting ice right away, but I will do that in the future so the pumpkins will slide down faster, and clear lag, which is wrecking all the entities in the server, will not eat up my pumpkins for breakfast all the time. And then what it's going to be is it's just the normal chest room that I was talking about earlier in the episode, and it's going to be just like these hopper things, except for I don't need an item sorter because it's just going to be pumpkins only. And I might put an item sorter just in case something randomly falls in there. It won't clog up the chests, but it should be fine for the most part. But that's kind of the basic plan for the pumpkin farm. And I really hope you guys did enjoy the speed build. This takes a lot of time to do speed builds, especially on Skyblock, because you have to go buy each and every block. Like on Crest of Vanguard, or, well, Factions is the same way as Skyblock, but on Crest of Vanguard you can just go get the resources, which may end up like kind of taking longer, I guess you could say. But you don't have to take the time to try to get money so that your balance is high enough to where you can buy all these items, or set up farms to where you can get the items faster, similar to what I'm doing for Prismarine and Gold. Probably in the next episode, I might show you some progress if I've done any on the pumpkin farm. And I will also be working on shops in the next episode. So the basic idea, I'm not going to completely spoil the entire thing, but it's going to have to do with a lot of the mob drops and stuff that I have, because I am not using all my mob drops fast enough, and it's starting to clog up my chests all over the place with not only Prismarine, but with Gold and all sorts of other items. So I might make one of the shops for either Prismarine or Gold, I haven't really decided yet, pretty soon, so that people can get a bunch of fast, cheap is what I meant to say. Different kinds of mob loot and stuff that'll help them with their islands and all sorts of stuff like that. But hopefully you guys did enjoy today's episode of Skyblock, where we made a ton of progress on the pumpkin farm, and just kind of told you guys a little bit about my island since I was out of town before, and kind of updated you guys and everything. So hopefully you guys did enjoy it, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace out. Bye.
With our fearless hearts, we could be ours, and we could live for